What's up, everybody? It's Relentless here, bringing you yet another Division build video. In today's video is something I like to call the Frankenstein. I was just in the DZ with Reggie Merck, and it's a love-hate relationship, me and the Division. The RNG gods completely hate me because I have yet to find a house. I've gotten tons of all the other exotic weapons, as you'll see in a moment, but I have not got the house. Oh, the humanity. But anyways, just more or less more people standing around waiting for somebody to go rogue. And as you'll see in some gameplay footage at the end of the build video, that a group, or actually one, and his three friends at the checkpoint, while as I was fighting other rogues, tried to drop me from behind, and let's just say that didn't work out too well for him, but you'll see that. But anyways, let's hop right into this Frankenstein build. So here we go. As you can see, 392k DPS at 7389 firearms, 478k toughness, 5324 stamina, skill power 114.8k, electronics is 2961. So basically you can pretty much have just about all your damage talents on your weapons unlocked and be good to go and don't have to worry about anything being unlocked. Currently, I have the MP5 ST with Deadly, Unforgiving, and Responsive in the magazine. We have magazine size, crit damage, crit hit chance, the trifecta, and also, once again, the trifecta on my large optics, crit hit damage, headshot damage, and crit hit chance. Is that just me or her singing? Oh, that chick's gonna put me to sleep. Or me doing this build video is gonna put me to sleep. But anyways, let's move on. Small muzzle. Trifecta, crit hit damage, crit hit chance, headshot damage, small underbarrel, crit hit damage, reload speed, and stability. And as always, my secondary, when I'm in the DZ and say I don't want to use med kits and there's NPCs around, then I have this sweet little Vector 45 ACP with 24.5k base damage with sustained, deadly, and predatory. Sustained gives you killing a target increases your health by 6%. Predatory, killing a target regenerates health by 35.5%, and it basically has the same as my other weapon. And then as my sidearm, Police 686 Magnum, with just expert and once again predatory. It's just a means to an end as far as if you're running low on med kits, then you whip out your secondary, mow down a couple of NPCs, and then boom, you save your med kits. But let's get into the actual build itself. We're utilizing Barrett's Bulletproof Vest. No skills on cooldown increases skill power by 10%. One skill on cooldown increases damage by 5%. Two skills on cooldown increases armor by 10%. And then in the major attributes, we have health on a kill. That more or less coincides with my secondary. Helps me regenerate health without using medkits or my skills. And then you can also roll that to something else, like if you prefer EDR or all resistance or want a little bit more skill haste, then by all means use at your own discretion, and that's your play style of choosing. In my slots, I have firearms and health in both. Now, another crucial piece of this build is the Tenacious Mask. Tenacious talent increased damage by 10% for 10 seconds when using a medkit. For all those pesky Predator's Mark players out there, you have to pop a med kit to cleanse you of that bleed effect, and by doing so, you can also, with this Tenacious Mask, increase your damage by 10%. Now, in the major attributes, I plan on rolling the skill power off and giving me some more crit chance, but if I choose to run solo or in a duo and I use a pulse, and while my partner uses, say, an immunizer station, a drop box, then I will like to have skill power, so that way I have more crit chance, more crit damage on my pulse. And in the mod slot, we have firearms and skill power. But as I'll show you, I more or less like to go either with a lot more crit chance or health and firearms. And it works out quite nicely. It just all depends on your play style. And per se, if you want to be a little more tanky, or it doesn't necessarily matter, but like I said, if you're running a pulse, then you want some kind of decent, adequate enough skill power, so that way you're able to have a decent and sufficient enough pulse to meet the intentions that that you want to meet as far as max crit chance, as much damage as possible, and then also when utilizing the Barrett's Proof Vest, that's using a skill, so therefore your damage is going to increase by that 5%, so that would be a total of 15%. And then if you want to drop off that, wait 10 seconds, and then pop a booster shot, then therefore you're just going to keep stacking and putting on more and more damage. So it all depends on your playstyle. As far as when it comes to the knee pads or the holster, I just put and equipped the best ones that I had to suit the needs for this build. Just some Lone Star knee pads, 1595 armor with health as the major attributes, burn resistance and blind death resistance. And then we have stamina and skill power, first aid, self heal. And then the backpack, we have firearms and health mod and 2 first aid self heals. It's just a common backpack, and you want health in that major attribute, so that way you don't have to spend too much, but yet you're really nice and tanky, so that way, you know, if you want to face trade and don't know how to do any footwork, then by all means. Good MC gloves, except for the low main stat at 1212. The max you can get is 1271. I wish that could be a little bit higher, but it meets its purpose, and as we all know, the Skull MC gloves damage is increased by 16% when no set bonuses are active, and it has SMG damage, crit hit chance, and crit hit damage. Whew, excuse me, hiccups. And then just a decent overall good holster. It's at 1001 armor, that's the max. 1390, 1401, and 1401, great stats across those. And then crit hit chance on the holster. And in the mod slot, another first aid self heal. So basically, when you're utilizing the Barretts and the Tenacious, it works well together. And also, if you're running a Pulse, then by using that one skill, before you use it, you got 10% extra skill power. And then when you pop it, then it coincides and turns into one skill on cooldown increases damage by 5%. And then if you just so happen to want to burn a med kit to get extra 10% more in damage, then it works out quite well. And that's my sidearm. Sorry about that. It's been a long day. But my stat sheets, it's decent, 40.5% crit chance. But like I said, you know, I could have crit chance on my mask instead of the extra health. If I, you know, have a dedicated healer and in a group, then by all means I would max out on the crit chance. But with this Pulse, and if I had done that, then that would max out my crit chance with that Pulse. And then my crit damage also would probably be around the 135, 140 range. And moving on down, all weapons bonuses, as you can see, 16% damage bonus to all weapons. And then if you want to look at the SMG, then you get 12, so that's a total of 30% SMG damage, and that alone. And then if you add in the factor of the 5% with the bulletproof vest when you use one skill, and then the additional 10% when you pop a med kit, you're putting out 45% more damage than your base. And my survivability, as you can see, 322, 888 max health, but my armor mitigation is 32.56. Anywhere above 32, I feel comfortable at. But this is a really fun build, and you know, everybody knows how to counter pred, and then they just think they can face tank everybody, and it just don't work out that way. And then Nomad, you sit there and watch them proc over and over and over, and still able to mow them down, and you're just like, thank you, sir. And then you take all their stuff and then run it back into the checkpoint and deconstruct it. Yeah, I know that's mean, but that's the DZ. That's the DZ life. But thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for tuning in. Please ground and pound that sub and like button. And don't forget to turn on post notifications, so that way you know when a new video goes live each and every day, or when I live stream. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much. We'll send you over to some gameplay, and we'll see you guys fudging later. Hee hee.